Welcome back to another informative and exciting episode of PotCast, where we cover everything cannabis and hemp. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, please do so, as this will help us sustain our channel. And remember to cannabis responsibly at all times. Welcome to another episode of PotCast. I'm sitting here with Mr. Myron. We are continuing our conversation at his Green Side store now. Thank you so much for welcoming us here.
Thank you so much for coming over to the Greenside Mothership.
First time,
yeah, exactly. So it's an eye-opener, isn't it?
It is. It's so beautiful. It is very beautiful.
And we're sitting, this area here, you probably can see on the camera, there's a bit of a yellow hue.
Yeah, my favorite color.
This is called Oz, the Center of Unlearning.
Center of Unlearning.
Unlearning, yeah.
Unlearning, I like that.
Exactly. Because, you know, when people want to start learning about cannabis and wellness, you have to start them with unlearning first. Because if you think about it, it was only 7 years ago that the WHO acknowledged the cannabinoid system, the endocannabinoid system. And we've known about this for thousands of years. And 7 years ago, you know, the World Health Organization says, yes, you've got this ECS, you know. And really, if you think about it, that means for 50 years they left, the science book left out the cannabinoid system out of the book.
Yeah.
So we learned all the stuff about science, and we got all these. You got 11 systems. I tell you, got 11 systems: your endocrine, your neural, your respiratory, and then the cannabinoid system is a 12th system that keeps all the other systems working. So the 12th system that brings it all together
was left out.
So
strategically so.
Well, I think it was a mistake that became, you know, I think I don't know if they planned it, but it was, you know, cannabis was demonized due to, marijuana was demonized to try to get rid of hemp. So it was, you know, in the 50s, and then you get modern science that leaves everything out, and now all of a sudden people are waking up to medical cannabis. So what we do, when someone wants to learn about how to use medical cannabis, the very first step is unlearn
what you've learned,
what you think you know. So that's why this is Oz, the Center of Unlearning. Oz as well, because it's our program is Follow the Yellow Brick Road. The Yellow Brick Road will get you on your journey and will bring you to Oz. And sometimes I'm called Woz, the Wizard of Oz. But a different kind of a wizard, you know? Exactly,
the Wizard of Cannabis.
Exactly. For sure. Lovely.
So the last time we actually met, we did say that we will touch more on the share system that you were talking about. Can you just tap into that and then we'll continue conversation?
You know, we're in a new world. We're in a world of crypto. We're in a world of crowdfunding. We're in a world of GoFundMe. And when we started this cannabis business, I wanted to create a business that differentiated itself from big business or big corporate business. And the biggest problem is your funding. So you might be running a cannabis business, but then what happens is that you look to the big funders. So the big funders come on board, and then they give you the big check, but the big check comes with a big list.
Yes.
And therefore the people like us don't get to run the cannabis businesses the way we should for the plant. The funders decide what must happen, not for the plant, but for the bucks. And we all know if you're doing cannabis for money, you're going to be poor. Because right now, there's no money in this cannabis. It will be there in the future. But right now, we're setting their boundaries. You know? So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a different approach to funding. So what we first did is when we first started CannaTrade Africa, we set up what we called Green Seed. And we took 14 shares in the main business. We put them all together in one seed capital fund. Those people get to buy shares, but they don't get a say. So instead of going to someone and saying, "Hi, can you give me $1 million?" we said, "Hey, hi, can you give us 157,000 rand for 1%?" And we did it that way. And that way, someone, if they're only giving you a small amount, they're quite willing to say, "Okay, well, let's take a view. We don't need control." You know? So we opened what we called Green Seed, and over a year, we slowly raised capital. And then we opened the Santon shop, where you're going to go soon. We opened the Santon shop with that capital, and that capital also allowed us to get through COVID. and sustained us.
Oh, awesome.
So we could get through last year and get through COVID.
Okay.
So then now the idea was, okay, how do we go forward and open up new stores? So first idea, well, what about franchising? Now the biggest problem with franchising is you cannot control anybody.
Of course.
Can't control anyone.
You're no longer in charge. It's no longer your thing.
Exactly. And the thing with McDonald's, if you look at McDonald's to understand franchising, what they did as an organization is they started buying the properties.
Okay.
They bought property, then they gave the franchise to someone, but they owned the property. So if someone, was...
I get what you're saying.
Then they could kick them out of the franchise. So, we're not in a position to start buying properties. Franchising was just too complicated because also you've met me and got to know me. I'm full of energy and I'm full of ideas, and my ideas we are manifesting in this beautiful new brand. And it is a we. It's not about me, it's about the whole team that we do this together.
Yes.
And how do you take these ideas and give it to somebody else to drive, So we thought, well, we're not going to at all create a franchise model. We're going to create a new type of concept. So the idea is this: each store is like a 3-legged pot.
Okay.
Leg number one is the investors that are silent. Leg number 2 is kind of trade with our organizational structure.
Okay.
And leg number 3 would be the team that runs that store. So the first 2 legs, which is kind of trade with organizational structure, and the investors give you your strength, the 2 legs, and the third leg, which gives you stability, are the people that run that store. And they then become profit shareholders. And they actually own their own job. So it's a whole new approach. So we came up with this idea, and then we launched what we call the Green Fund Company. You know us, we love the word green. The Green Fund Company, and the Green Fund Company is going to open 6 stores, and the Green Fund Company will own those stores 50%. And the other 50% we will own as Canatrade Africa. And we will run those stores. And investors buy into that fund. So there's 50 shares available, and you start off with the first 20 shares at 185,000 Rand. And I'm glad to tell you we've only got 10 left. Or 9 left, so we've already done quite nicely.
So how does one buy into that?
So you contact us and you speak to us, and then we have a nice presentation. We'll show you our prospectus, a pitch pack. We've also got the financials, because you need financials to back you up. So we have the financials, we have the projection of what we're going to do in the future, and then there are 3 tier shares. So the first share is Class C, where you get 1% for 185,000. And there's only 20 available. When those 20 are gone, then they never come back again. Then we launch Class B shares, which the price jumps from 185,000 to 467,000 for the same share. But that's generally, you've missed the first round. Now we're getting to adding in the value for the group. Then when those 15 shares, there's only 15 at 467,000. When those are gone, then the share jumps up to 900,000 Rand. But that share, 900,000 Rand, is now a preferential share. So that gives you some special, you get first dividend rights and things like that. So what we did is we created a scenario to raise 24 million. With that 24 million, we are going to open up first Pretoria, then Cape Town, then 1 store in KZN, 1 store in the Garden Route, then we go into Africa, and then we go into Europe. So over the next 3 to 4 years, that's our plan. It's putting 1 store per region, and then using that store as our hub to look after our customer base and our greensiders.
Awesome.
And with that we can, so whether we raise the money slowly over 2 years, or whether we raise the money quickly over 3 months, it makes no difference. We're not in a rush.
And due to what has just happened with, I don't want to name the company, that basically scammed a lot of people out of a lot of money. A lot of people are a
lot of people are really nervous and skeptical.
So can you just put people's minds at ease?
So basically, when you invest in something, so that company, people invested in it, but if you did your research and you checked, you would have found, because I went after that and did some research, you would have found that there was a lot of...
It was a pyramid scheme.
it was a Ponzi scheme. It wasn't even a pyramid. It was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
And it was what they call a pump and dump, where they raise. So it was set up always. It never was going to. It was set up to collapse.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, and unfortunately, it's. A lot of people got caught in that. Not so much in this country, but a lot of people internationally. So first of all, if you're going to invest in something, go and find what you're investing in. Go see. So you come down to the green side in Sandton, there's a shop. Green side, there's a shop. So we've opened up our Pretoria shop. We opened the shop without the capital. We said, okay, we'll open the shop, we'll use our own capital, and then people can see what they're buying into.
Okay.
Yeah. So
people actually like that.
Yeah, of course.
When you are willing to put in your own money.
Then you see what you're buying into. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, are you buying into something that is a scheme, a get-rich scheme? Or are you buying into something that is solid, that has solid roots? So the green side, from our perspective, Cannabis Trade Africa, we've been involved in this industry from day one. We are activists by heart. We want to do the right thing for cannabis, for wellness, and for people. So we've put it out there, and we didn't actually focus on big investors. We rather focused on normal people. So normal people is who we focused on, and normal people have come on board. It's beautiful. We've had normal, everyday people saying. So some people, they want to get into cannabis. So how do I get into cannabis? Well, you can go into the new stock market, and there's new cannabis companies being launched on the stock market.
I saw that.
One or two.
Yeah.
And then you just become a nameless number. Or you find someone, you find a cannabis company that you got a connection with. And then that cannabis company, you can invest, and you then. So I've had investors who invested first in Green Seed and now have come into Green Fund because they've seen what we're doing.
Okay.
And they like what we're doing. So you know what I mean? At the end of the day, is it real? Does it hold water? Is there a real business there? Or is it a concept? So many people, they throw money at the problem. So the problem is, let's build a cannabis dispensary, whatever. Let's build a cannabis grow. And then what they do is they throw money at the problem. The money is like, okay, let's raise 10 million. Let's take this 10 million and let's throw money. And the thing is, in the cannabis business, you can't solve anything with money. You can't. You have to work it out.
Say that again so they listen.
You cannot solve anything with money in the cannabis business. And it's different to any other business. If you're in a business, you have a butchery, you can solve things with money. If you have a fruit and vegetable shop, you can solve things with money. But in the cannabis industry, where we are right at the beginning and everything's being worked out, money won't solve business.
Because we're all still trying to figure it out.
We're figuring it out. So you might have all the money in the world. Doesn't mean you're going to get the customers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the customers are not chasing the money.
Exactly.
The customers are finding out who are the people
that we can trust.
Because there's so much BS out there.
Too much.
Exactly.
Woo.
So much BS out there.
Don't
so
we
for
know
us,
it?
it's like, okay. And when we set out, quite interestingly enough, we started out creating a fund. So I'm very fortunate because what I do is I put out there the people I need to work with, and then I manifest those people. So I don't go looking for people. The right people come into my web, correct? And they come into me, they come into us, and they join us. So I had a very bright young spark. His name is Richard. He sits in Thailand as a digital nomad, and he's a CFA. A CFA is this new diploma that you have to do to become a stockbroker today. And it's something between an accountant and an actuary. A CFA. And CFAs understand how to build funds and things like that. So Richard he loves cannabis, and he's here with me, and he's a 26 or 27-year-old young man, and he designed our first fund, and because he came out of school. And he did well in his class, and whatever the professors told him, he did it.
Oh wow!
With us as his first experiment, and it worked. And we
that was a good gamble.
A good gamble, and we sold 14 shares at 157,000 rand, and we raised a fair bit of money to get us going.
Yeah.
And that was Green Seed.
Okay.
Then we built a fund to open up these stores. But then what happened is I was fortunate to meet. Quite an influential businessman. He said, listen, Myron, it's a bit complicated. Don't open a fund. Let's change the fund to a fund company. So now we've got a fund company, and the fund company basically owns that shop, owns the expansion plan, but doesn't run the expansion plan. Because primarily, this is the crux of it. We want to open businesses that are, number one, good for the environment.
Okay.
Number two, good for the customer. Number three, good for the people that run that business. And only four, is it good for the investors. And that's the new world order for me. I sent my daughter to, she did a humanities degree in Wits. And then I said, she finished school. I said, go do a normal degree, humanities, art degree, and learn to think. And then she went to Vega. To fine tune 1 year, and she did a postgrad in branding.
Okay.
There's no way, they don't call it marketing anymore. Marketing is
branding.
gone.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't even have a marketing degree. That's called branding. So she went to do a postgrad in branding, and what they taught her, she came and said, Dad, I learned the most amazing things, and I listen to young people. So viewers, you got amazing young people around you, listen to them. and she said, Dad, I found the most amazing thing. And I was like, what is that? She said, listen, they're teaching us that if you're going to build a brand to last in the future, we are the customers, the 19-year-olds to 25-year-olds.
Which is true.
We're the future customers.
Yeah.
And we are not going to back brands that are fake. We are not going to back brands that don't do good things for the environment. So we're going to say to you first, Mr. Brand, what do you do for the environment before I buy from you? And so I heard her loud and clear, and so therefore, of course, I'm a tree hugger by design. We are all tree huggers. That's why we're here. But ultimately, it's going to be good for business to build businesses that are good for the environment. Primarily, yeah. Customer, customer's king, but is your customer really the king? So we have a new motto in our business. It's this. My 12-year-old son said to me, Dad, what's your motto? So what do you mean, what's my motto?
Kids of today.
Amazing, yeah. What's your motto? I said, well, our motto is know thy customer. Know thy customer. So, because if you know thy customer,
you shall flourish.
You will flourish.
Yeah.
And maybe know thyself, but that's secondary.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know thyself. Okay, but know thy customer to get along in business. So so build business and good for customers.
Yeah.
Then everybody exploits people in South Africa.
Oh my gosh.
We've come out of the old apartheid world. It's just exploitation. Doesn't make a difference where, we just see exploitation and we see the have-nots becoming haves and exploiting.
Exploiting like no one's business.
Like no one's business. So we live in a country full of exploitation. So therefore build businesses that are good for the team. We don't have staff in this company.
Team, yes.
Team.
Thank you.
Team.
Yes.
So we have team members. Build businesses that are good for your team. That the team, and then primarily make people money through investment. And that's what we're going to do. So the nice thing about what we're doing is you buy into our fund, you can then sell back again. So not only do you get dividends, there's an option. So we already are buying. So we've sold shares at 157,000 in the main business. We are already buying back 9 months later at 250,000.
Oh wow!
Already.
That is impressive.
Because we need those shares in the green fund company.
Oh, wow.
So the whole idea is like what that company we were talking about that we don't mention.
Yes, of
what
course.
they were doing is they were saying, okay, they were giving you ridiculous returns in cannabis farming, right? Okay. So they said you buy in here, you get great returns. So what they were doing is I buy in, and then you buy in, and they give me your money. And they were using the buy-in money, paying to the people.
So that's what made people think that, this thing's actually working.
So what happened when I did all my research, guys, greedy people,
so many of them.
Unfortunately, like in maybe, I think Spain was bigger, they got hurt in Spain, and they go and they put maybe a small investment that's not going to hurt them, and then they get money back, and then they go get a bond and get more money. And that's what happened, yes.
That is terrible.
That's what happened.
That is so terrible.
That's what happened, you know what I mean?
And that's how they got caught out, I suppose.
That's and then eventually the whole thing went down, you know. So basically what we're doing is we're making sure that there is an ability to buy back shares from people, use those shares again, and get trading. Because we're lucky to live in a world of where people now understand blockchain. They understand new ways of financing. They understand crypto. They understand crowdfunding. And So I think what I like to do in the industry is teach and educate by example. And anyone out there, if you want to, I'm an easy guy to get hold of. You can come and talk to me, and we can give you. We don't charge for advice. It's free. We need to all get out there.
Yeah, and speaking of people actually coming to you, would you be able to assist somebody that wants to tap into the industry through products like white label? Because I know you've got a lot of CBD products.
No, we got a lot of A to Z of CBD wellness products.
And are you able to then assist them get those products into the stores and stuff like that,
I've
such
got
as your pharmacies?
few different concepts that we utilize. We're a different kind of a brand where we as the brand will say, okay, this is the retail price. Everyone must pay the same price. You can find these products in these places. So we can help people. We got a concept called a box in a shop. Where they, in their existing setup, we can give them a box with products in that box, and that's part of the green side. We can also have people who are making products who'd like to get products into our store.
They can reach out as
well.
Yeah,
always. We can bring and the more fascinating ideas you've got,
the better.
The better, bring them. Because there's so much out there in the cannabis game, for sure.
As most people I know are producing good products, but they don't have that good backing that they need to just,
Correct. So
that's what I was asking.
And we will help. We'll help with packaging. We'll help with advice. At the end of the day, I've been in products my whole life. So I'm a marketer.
And do you then take a share of their business for those that are actually watching? Would you take a share of their business?
Well, the whole idea is once we've raised our 24 million and we can open up our expansion plan and open our 6 stores, then the whole idea is to raise money for other people. So we want to find people who've started businesses. They're already going. They're 1 or 2 years old. They've got past that first teething period, and then they're ready for finance. Then we can come on board there, invest in their business, bring the money, and then give them that back end, and then move them into our distribution. Because ultimately, CannaTrade Africa is a seed to sale distribution company.
I get that.
So that's what we are. So what you see at the front is the green side, but you don't really see the behind the scenes. It's like the 100-year bamboo tree. It grows underground for 100 years, and one day it's just there. Could be the 1,000-year bamboo. I think it's a 100-year bamboo tree, and one day it just grows up there. So then you see the forest, but you don't know what's happening underground for 100 years. So that's what CannaTrade Africa. It's all the busy bees behind the scenes. CannaTrade Africa. That's the name of our cannabis company, and we are a seed to sell distribution company. And we've got 3 different business units because we're having a businessy kind of meeting today. Interview. So we got what we call direct retailing, is where we retail. And we call it direct retailing or discount retailing because we get to know you as our customer, and we get to put money back in your pocket. Then we've got what we call brokering. Brokering is where we just help facilitate deal making. So one guy over there has got a license to produce. One guy over there in another place got a license to buy. They need to be put together. So then we put that together, and there's normally 4 people in the relationship, 2 middlemen and 2 people like that. So that's the brokering. So brokering is where we help people and help collaborators. And then the third thing is trade, where we take things to market.
That was going to be my next question.
So we take Bud. So Bud Juice is one of our brands, and we partner with Bud Juice, and Bud Juice is a local nutrient brand, and the company's called Fluoron, and we take that to market. We've just launched a lovely juice called the Raw Berry Press. It's raw. It's juice from the Cape, made from gooseberries with other berries combined. And anyone out there who's listening and wants to start becoming a raw berry juice retailer, please contact us.
Is it CBD infused?
No, it's literally just juices. But what we're going to do, because we all know about terpenes, and a terpene, like a terpene in an indica, has got myrcene, and in a mango, it's got the same terpene, myrcene. So if you can pair cannabis and juices to enhance the high. So that's the next step.
Because I know there's already a cannabis juice, but someone was telling me.
So this is
legal.
So exactly. So this is not. There's no cannabis infusions. It's basically what this company does. They're very, very clever. They basically. So all juices out there use what's called ascorbic acid. And I don't like to name, but there's a big juice company that's the number 1 health juice around, and they use and if you look on the ingredients, it says ascorbic acid. And you say, what is ascorbic acid? So you Google it, and it says it's a naturally occurring vitamin C, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get enough ascorbic acid in nature so they're using ascorbic acid as a pH balancer.
Okay.
You don't get enough in nature. So what they do is they import a product from China that is black mold, and it's a byproduct from black mold that they use, and nobody knows. Yeah, they use it to pH balance, and nobody knows that the juices you're drinking have got something really bad in it. So this farmer,
is terrible. But we're eating a lot of nonsense and drinking a lot of nonsense in today's
not
generation. Okay.
Yeah. Some of us have a pharmacy with an F.
Let me remove you from the equation. But
most people,
most people are drinking a lot.
So what this guy did is quite amazing, and his name is William from the Rawberry Press. And what he did is he farms gooseberries.
Okay.
The gooseberry juice is naturally a pH balancer.
Okay.
So you don't need the ascorbic acid.
I get you.
And then most juices are made from deflavored apple juice.
Yeah.
What he's using is the proper rawberry juice, the proper gooseberry juice, and then he buys juices from local farmers in the Cape. And then to make it even cleverer, they cold press it. So then it's sent to us frozen, and then when we put it into store, it's got 150 days shelf life.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And then now tell me something in terms of assisting people with the trade. Let's say somebody now wants to tap into the European market. I know you did explain that eventually you guys will go to Africa and then Europe.
No, for sure.
But let's say there's somebody now who has an established product
and they want to try and get it off-tag, offshore. So we are an information hub.
Okay.
People, because we're out there, and we're out there, and we have all of our stores. People tap into us all the time.
Yeah.
So then what we do is we can connect the dots, help people, and we are planning with time to get overseas, to get into the global market, and take South Africa there. Now, I did that with furniture products. So I've done it before.
So you basically have the know-how.
Yes, I've gone to trade shows. I've done all that before.
Okay.
We've done that in the furniture industry. So the whole idea is to get the South African products into the international market.
Awesome. And we would love to continue chatting with you because you always have such information to give to the public. But due to time, we literally have to. It's always a problem.
But we're going to come back and we're going to chat soon again.
Yes.
In the third part of this conversation.
So you want another interview? Like, what are we going to discuss this time?
So in the third conversation, we're going to do it more than likely in our Santon store.
Oh yes.
Okay. Because then we're going around the road show, and then I'd love to just spend 10 minutes talking to people about the endocannabinoid system and the program that we run.
Okay.
Because I've got some stuff to share with people about homeostasis.
Okay. And then share your event.
Okay. So right now, today we're at Comic-Con right now, but you'll miss that. Then we go to the Cradle Festival. By the time you see this, hopefully you came and joined us.
It'll be on Monday.
Yeah.
Probably see it on Monday.
On Sunday, we're having ice cream Sundays, which you also won't be to. But next week, Thursday.
So you can make the Thursday.
Make the Thursday. Next week, Thursday, we are launching our Pretoria shop officially.
Okay. The one where we interviewed
we interviewed us, So it's the Green Side Pretoria, 4 words. It is in Hazelwood.
Okay.
If you haven't been to Hazelwood, make a whole outing out of it. It's a lovely area.
Yeah.
Make sure you come to us at 4:20.
Yeah.
And we'll be there from 4:20 to 9, and we're going to have a wonderful party. We got DJs playing. There'll be food. There'll be drinks, and it's pretty much on the house. It's a full event, and everyone's in.
It's free. My kind of event.
Free, and we'll feed you, and everyone is.
Yeah.
And there's no charge for the food. We just put it out there, and everyone's
Will there
invited.
Be meat, Myron? I know you
Unfortunately, there won't be meat because the only meat we like meat on our. We keep the meat here, but you'll get to taste our amazing food.
Yeah.
And the idea of the plant-based evolution is not that we stop eating meat altogether.
Oh, so you do eat meat?
I don't eat meat.
Oh.
But I'm a fundamentalist, right?
Okay.
And I'm 52 and I've grown this way.
Okay.
So you can't find a big baobab halfway grown and say, how did you get to be this big baobab when you were a little guy like that? So the baobab's a baobab, right? But out there, you're a little baobab and you want to become a big baobab one day. So what we're saying to you is eat 50% less animals for the planet.
Yeah.
So we can do it together.
I've been trying to do that. I'm failing though.
But 50%.
I'm so in love with this meat.
But we teach you how, because you come to the Green Side Diner and we show you. So you have a black bean night with tacos.
Do you know how difficult it is, Myron, to leave lamb?
Okay, but remember, we're not asking you to stop eating altogether.
Okay.
We say eat 50% less. And don't do it for yourself, do it for the planet, because we got children and grandchildren and we want them all to inherit a planet.
It's making me feel guilty.
Exactly. So 50%. But 50% less will make a difference.
Okay.
Because if we all
So you'll help me.
I will help you, and I'll help
Okay.
everyone out there.
Okay.
That's why we've set up the pharmacy with an F
Yeah.
and the fresh and healthy vegan diners.
Yes.
We've set that up to show you how to eat less meat.
Yeah.
And then slowly what happens?
You eventually just get out of your
You
system.
see, okay, I'm
Yeah.
doing well without animal.
Yeah.
Let's eat less and
Yeah.
less. And eventually you become a big baobab that only eats nature. You know, look at the elephant. Does he need any help? The elephant, the lion thinks he's strong, but the elephant says, listen, brah.
I'm stronger than you.
It's not even a conversation. The elephant knows that the lion is the guy. You know what I mean?
Okay, we
Okay.
don't have much time. And on that
Thank you.
note, please do remember to cannabis responsibly at all times. And do not forget Thursday, Pretoria.
Let's
What
go.
time? From what time?
From 4:20 to 9. And thank you, Mo. We love you guys. And
We love you too.
Thank you, Uncle. And we
Yes.
love you guys. And thank you for being
Thank you so much for watching.
watching.
Thank
Please
you.
don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and share buttons below. We would also appreciate your comments. And remember to cannabis responsibly at all times.